Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map. We are at a familiar spot for Tarot Map reviews right now. So as you can see, today we're going to be talking about Tarot de St Croix by Lisa de St Croix. It is one of my favorite decks for client readings and for readings. It's non-threatening, it's quite encompassing, it's inclusive, it's kind of modern, and the old version, most of you know, this deck was controversial for many people because of the orange borders. I actually got to love the orange borders. I actually add to my deck in this kind of reddish color. I use this deck a lot. The book is really cool. I love how Lisa also speaks about the minors when she goes, she describes all aces, all twos, and so on. It's nice to compare. And I prepared here the majors from this deck, and I'm going to show you the new version that's just available. And the old box was a two-set box, which looked like this with, yes, I showed the little booklet. The new box, it's magnetic box, which is really lovely. Wisdom will be revealed, trust your intuition. And you can see the color has changed. So Lisa went for like this kind of black background. And this is the new booklet. So booklet is exactly the same. Lisa hasn't changed the look of any cards. Everything is same. And the cards are borderless. Okay, so the new version, so that's the box. The new version is borderless, and as you can probably see of how the light, maybe you can't see too much because this wasn't fully laminated, but it has a little bit more gloss, whereas this is matte, feels really good. These are the backs, and Lisa lost the borders and has just like a little black thing here with the name of the card. So I'm going to go through the majors with both decks so that you can take a look. And by the way, I'm on this beautiful kind of, it's a bag, but it can be also a tarot cloth by Bright Future Tarot. I just thought it will be easier, maybe they won't slide so much as on the stones. And I'm going to bring it a bit closer so you can take a look at the cards, and then when I finish, I'm just going to show you how the minors look in the new borderless version. Okay, so I hope you can see it well. So this is how the new version looks without the frames. And to be honest, I love both versions. I think the new version feels great in the hand. As you can see, it's a tiny little bit smaller, so it's basically like a little bit bigger than the old image on the cards, but not much. And if I just put it to the old one, yeah, it's like lost the frame on one side and in the length and in the width, okay? But that's basically it. The colors are very similar, and you can see the image is a little bit bigger than on the old one. Just if we compare the shadow or the full. And it seems now when I look at it that maybe the old one is a little bit brighter here in the white in the background, but they really like minor details, okay? So this would be the Fool, the Magician, High Priestess, and you tell me which ones do you prefer? Do you prefer the one with the frames? Do you prefer the one without the frames? I show you in the end how the new version looks when you put the cards together, okay? And just in case, we're just going to put, just if I wanted to see if the light was a little bit different. So the new version is a tiny little bit more maybe contrasted, but just tiny little bit more like tiny little bit more darker through that, I think. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I guess if you have the old one and you love the frames, like, you probably don't need to get the new one. But if you were always thinking, oh, I wish this deck didn't have frames, the new paper, I think it's nicer, it's better. It feels nice in the hand. I love the size also of the cards, easy to use. It's a practical deck, good for readings, as I said, for just daily readings, and for you know, for any type of client readings, really. Of course, depending on the client, if you know people, you can use different decks, but I love using decks that are not too threatening, that are not too like chipping. They don't have too many images that are too, you know, like sticking with you full on. And then I'm pulling this devil with the huge penis. It's a cool tower card too. I love some of the takes Lisa is presenting us with. Oh, and my favorite, one of my favorite goddesses, Nut. I love this star card. And then the moon card. So yeah, the new version is really gorgeous, and I love the paper. And the judgment. Oh, I missed the world. Sorry, the world is gone somewhere. But you get a sense of how, oh shit, sorry, nature filming. Yeah, you get a sense how the cards look, compare the old version and the new version. And I'm going to show you now quickly the minors, okay? So here we have all the aces. Now the light is shitty, but... And then we have all the twos. And we have all the threes. And all the fours. I can see that it is maybe because of the black border, or it does feel a little bit darker than the older version. Sometimes just the lack of border and the black helps with making the deck, you know, look a little bit darker. And then we have the sixes, and then we have sevens. And you can take a look at the review I did for this deck with the old deck. You can see all the cards. The cards haven't changed. So that's the eights, nines, which I love in this deck. And this one is so fairy tale, like so imagination, dreamy, evokes my imagination. I love it. And then we have the tens. So you can see it's like very modern, but also fantastical, but also alchemical. And then pages do things. Knights, they like drawing things to themselves and manifesting things. Queens are very in their element. And then kings, the, you know, kind of like the masters of the elements. So let's just see now. We take, this is the first time I'm shuffling it because I was waiting to shuffle it. Let's see how this is. So they do get a bend. You can't even use the bridge with it. So it shuffles great. And the cards are not that thin. Like, they could be even thinner. But they're really good quality. And I think because of the size, it's really comfortable to use. So let's just see. I'll show you how the cards look when we put them out. So we have 7 of cups, 3 of Cups, and 9 of Pentacles. So this would be the old version, right? And if you were to compare, yeah, okay, so that would be the old version, and this would be how the orange kind of old version would look. So for people who prefer to have borders, I don't know if this version will be available for long, I'm not sure. This the borderless, I'm pretty sure this one is going to be available for longer, and I think the borderless is gorgeous. But again, if you prefer borders, then the orange borders are beautiful as well. So whatever, it's, you know, rocks your boat a little bit more. The paper of this new deck is cool. It's easy to use. The size is great. Colors are beautiful. It feels tiny little bit darker than the previous one, but I guess it's because of the black, and it's a little bit more saturated maybe. So I think that's it. That's all I wanted to share about this deck. I love this deck. I love Lisa's artwork. I love her Lenormand. I love her oracle decks. She's working on a new oracle deck right now. I mean, the second part of the round oracle. She has the goddess oracle, right? And now she's going, she's painting like the sacred masculine and feminine in her new oracle deck. And check out Lisa's work. I also did an interview with Lisa, so you can see how beautiful and creative she is with her work. It's on Inspired Tarot Map. I'm going to link it right now somewhere in the corner there, and in the description box sorry as well. And I hope you enjoyed this review and enjoy Lisa's decks. And if you like what you see from this Bright Future tarot bags, Saskia has a few different ones. She has smaller ones as well, but you can also put, you know, a book in here, you can put cards in here, so it's quite a large one. It fits Bright Future Tarot and the companion book, but I just love the snaky bit. Okay, thanks for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye.